Hi, Robert here from Stepping Stones Museum for Children, live from KC 2020. We have a special global experience to share with you, courtesy of Creative Connections. Get ready to meet students in rural Kenya who formed Kenya Connect to read stories over the radio for younger children stuck at home during the pandemic. We hope you're inspired.
I'm Alan Steckler, the president and founder of Creative Connections. We're a Norwalk-based organization that facilitates exchanges between classrooms around the world using original student art and live video conferencing. We're very happy to join all of you today in your homes for the first ever KC 2020 Virtual Kids Convention, hosted by Stepping Stones Museum for Children. We're particularly pleased because of the theme of this convention about kids giving back to their communities. We're honored to introduce you to one of our favorite partners, Kenya Connect, who run a school programming in Kenya where they give the students an excellent opportunity for a fine education, as well as giving them plenty of opportunities for them to give back to their own communities. I think you'll really enjoy hearing what they do, and I'd like to introduce you to their executive director, James. James?
Hi. My name is James Musyoka, the Executive Director for Kenya Connect. I co-founded Kenya Connect in 2002 as a pen-pal program to help kids in Kenya, the US, and across the world to become ambassadors of peace and global connections through the power of writing a letter. Since then, we have become an organization devoted to lifting children in rural Kenya out of extreme poverty through the power of education. We are a community-led organization with a staff of 10 working with over 17,000 students and 500 teachers in 62 partner schools within Mwala Sub-County, Machakos County, in eastern part of Kenya. Our mission is to engage and empower students and teachers to be successful in the 21st century. We do this by breaking down barriers to education. Some of the programs we run include library card program that is designed to build a culture of reading and improve literacy among our students. We've been building our library collection since 2012 with 500 books. To date, we have a collection of over 10,000 books in our circulation. We have over 3,300 library card subscribers in 22 of our partner schools, who benefit from our mobile book checkouts once after every 2 weeks. During this time of COVID pandemic, we have started a radio read aloud program which is aired by a local radio station called Baitu FM. Students are participating to read, and about 400,000 listeners are tuned in. We strive to be the village that reads. To learn more about the work of Kenya Connect, visit our website at www.kenyaconnect.org. During this session, we will enjoy a read aloud activity by a student featuring a favorite book titled Emmanuel's Dream. Before then, let's have Monica share an introduction about Kenya and some of our cultures.
Hi, I am Monica Chalo. Welcome to Kenya. Kenya is one of the 54 countries in Africa. Kenya is located in the eastern part of Africa. The population of Kenya is estimated to be around 47 million. Kenya is made up of 44 ethnic groups. Some of them include Maasai, Kikuyu, and Kamba, among others. Each ethnic group has its own language. We belong to the Kamba tribe, and our language is called Kikamba. English is the official language, while Kiswahili is our national language. Students in Kenya can speak at least 3 languages. Nairobi is our capital city. Kenya Connect is located about 120 kilometers southeast of Nairobi. We are in Machakos County, Mwala Sub-County, Wamunyu Village. There are various economic activities which take place in our community, like wood carving, basket weaving, and subsistence farming. We also have a market day in Wamunyu Market on Tuesdays. On a market day, you can find people selling and buying animals like cows, sheep, goats, and donkeys, vegetables, fruits, and clothes. Our Kamba culture is known for storytelling. In traditional Kamba community, adults told stories to amuse children while teaching beliefs, social values, and practical behavior stories were told at any time. But evenings were best while people were resting after a day's work. To date, telling and listening to stories is not only thrilling, fun, enjoyable, but also educative. People of all ages tell stories. Today, I have the pleasure to welcome Piera Ndambuki, a student who is going to read a book by the title Emmanuel. Enjoy! Welcome, Piera.
Hello, my name is Piera Ndambuki. I'm 10 years old. My family consists of 5 people: my mom, my dad, my 2 brothers, and I. I'm going to read a book entitled Emmanuel's Dream by Laurie Ann Thompson and Sean Qualls. This is an inspiring true story of Emmanuel Ofosu Yeboah, who cycled an incredible 400 miles across Ghana with only one strong leg to spread his powerful message. Disability does not mean inability. Enjoy. In Ghana, West Africa, a baby boy was born. 2 bright eyes blinked in the light. 2 healthy lungs let out a powerful cry. 2 tiny fists opened and closed, but only one strong leg kicked. Most people thought he would be useless or worse, a curse. His father left, never to return, but his mother had faith. Her name was Comfort, and she named her first child Emmanuel, meaning God is with us. As Emmanuel grew, Mama Comfort told him he could have anything, but he would have to get it for himself. He learned to crawl and hop, to fetch water and climb coconut trees. He even shined shoes to earn money. Most kids with disabilities couldn't go to school. Still, Emmanuel's mother carried him there, until one day she said, "You are too heavy." From then on, Emmanuel hopped to school and back, 2 miles each way, on one leg by himself. At first, nobody would play with him, so Emmanuel saved his money and brought something none of his classmates had, a brand new soccer ball. Of course, he would share it if he could play too. Langing and spinning on crutches, his grandmother had found for him and kicking the ball with his good left foot. Emmanuel earned their respect. His new friends sometimes used their lunch money to rent bikes. Would Emmanuel be able to join them? His friend Godwin pushed him fast so he could balance. Over and over again, Emmanuel fell hard, but finally he rode. When Emmanuel was 13, Mama Comfort got very sick. She could no longer sell vegetables at the market, and Emmanuel's sister and brother were too little to work. He would have to support them. Against his mother's wishes, Emmanuel snuck out and boarded a midnight train to the bustling city of Accra, 150 miles away alone. He didn't know it then, but it would be 2 years before he saw his family again. Emmanuel arrived full of hope. There were so many people, but no one would hire him. Shopkeepers and restaurant owners told him to go out and beg like other disabled people did. Emmanuel refused. Finally, a food stand owner offered him a job and a place to live. When Emmanuel wasn't serving drinks, he kept busy shining shoes. He earned money and sent it home. One morning when Emmanuel went to buy shoe shining supplies, the shopkeeper thought he was there to beg and scolded him, insulted. Emmanuel slammed his money down to the counter The shopkeeper apologized, but Emmanuel would never forget. When Mama Comfort grew sicker, Emmanuel went home to be with her. From her bed on Christmas Eve, she told her son, "Be respectful, take care of your family, don't ever beg, and don't give up." By the next morning, Emmanuel's beloved mother was dead. He was heartbroken, but he knew her last words had been a gift. He would honor them by showing everyone that being disabled does not mean being unable. It was a big dream, but Emmanuel had a plan. Emmanuel had a sharp mind, a bold heart, and one strong leg. All he needed was a bike. At first, no one would help him. They thought his plan to bicycle around Ghana was impossible. Then Emmanuel wrote to the Challenged Athletes Foundation, all the way in San Diego, California. They sent him a bike, plus a helmet, shorts, socks, and gloves. Emmanuel started training for the long ride. He persuaded the king of his region to give him a royal blessing. He went door to door asking for additional support. Finally, he hired a taxi to follow him with drinking water, a camera, and his best friends. Then Emmanuel tied his right leg to the bike's frame, jammed his left foot into a flip-flop attached to the pedal, and rode. Emmanuel pedaled through the bustling city of Accra. He pedaled through rainforests, over rolling hills, and across wide, muddy rivers. He pedaled past autumn forests and plantain farms, and through the market city of Kumasi. He pedaled as trucks roared past on the narrow highways, and wild animals stalked his thoughts. He pedaled through vast grasslands and into the ancient city of Tamale. He rode up, down, across, and around his country, proudly wearing the colors of its flag. On a shirt printed with the words, "The Pozo," or "The Disabled Person." Along the way, Emmanuel talked to those with physical challenges and those without, to poor farm workers and wealthy landowners, to religious leaders, government officials, and reporters. He wanted everyone to see him and his disability. He wanted everyone to hear him and his message. The further Emmanuel rode, the more attention he got. Children cheered. Able-bodied adults ran or rode along with him. People with disabilities left their homes and came outside, some for the very first time. The young man once thought of as caste was becoming a national hero. He completed his astounding journey, pedaling south to the sea and back up to the Accra, nearly 400 miles, in just 10 days. But Emmanuel's success goes even further than that. He proved that one leg is enough to do great things, and one person is enough to change the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Piera. Emmanuel still isn't giving up. Since completing his first long-distance bike ride across Ghana at the age of 24, he has competed in major athletic events, won international awards from Nike and ESPN, and carried the Olympic torch in Cairo, Egypt in 2004. Thanks in large part to Emmanuel's bike ride and his continued political activism, the Ghanaian Parliament passed the Persons with Disability Act, which states that people with physical disabilities are entitled to all the same rights as the rest of the country's citizens. Again, thank you. Now, let us see what students are up to during this time of COVID-19. Welcome.
Hello, My name is Mwende Peter, a Form 2 student at Mobone Girls High School. I was able to join this extra-county school because I got scholarship from Kenya Connect. On March this year, schools in Kenya were closed down due to COVID-19 pandemic, and the government announced that schools will reopen on June, and I kept the spirit burning in my studies. June came, but still schools were not reopened, and I gave up and I decided to request Kenya Connect to allow me to volunteer in their library program. They accepted and I joined to volunteer in their programs. I wanted to encourage my fellow students that everyone can do something good for their community during this COVID-19 pandemic, even when you are a student. Also, this was a way of giving back to the community. I always feel good when volunteering to help in Kenya Connect Library. Through this, I have acquired many skills like being hardworking, which will help me in future. When working in the library, I always feel good and excited seeing parents and students check out books because this is going to enhance literacy levels. While volunteering at the Kenya Connect Learning Resource Center, I also get a chance to do research on the internet. I have also been going out to train community members on how to keep away from COVID-19 through washing hands, keeping social distance, and wearing masks. At home, I have helped to set up a kitchen garden where I'm growing vegetables for domestic use. I hope that schools are going to be reopened soon so we can resume our studies. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Peter Mutua from Wamunyu village. I joined Mobone High School in February 2020 through a sponsorship from Kenya Connect. I was just beginning to settle in school when school shut down in March because of the COVID pandemic. We were all sent home. I felt bored at home, but I kept borrowing books from the Kenya Connect library and kept reading always. I also kept on consulting from my role models who had completed high school education. I have decided to volunteer with Kenya Connect because they sponsor my studies in secondary school, and so this is a way for me to give back to the community. I normally come to the Learning Resource Center 2 days per week, on Tuesdays and Fridays. On Tuesdays, I help by checking out books, and I feel excited because the place is fascinating and the staff are welcoming and quite encouraging. I am so excited because literacy levels in my community are going to improve. On Fridays, I go to outreach in the community where I help in giving parents books and teaching them on how to wear face masks and how to wash hands. I have helped to set up a kitchen garden at the Learning Resource Center, which is planted with kales and spinach. I have also made a kitchen garden in our home, and I sell vegetables to the villagers, earning me some needed income. I hope to return to school and proceed with my education when school reopens by January next year. Goodbye.
Well, the Kamba people have other rich cultures. Let's explore some of these next.
Welcome to Kenya.
In Kenya, we have different traditions.
Kamba tribe has got also its own tradition, and one is brick making.
Our staple food, especially in my tribe, is githeri.
Accompany me as I go to fetch water using a wheelbarrow.
Today we are going to use maize and green peas. The process begins by cleaning the maize. This is done through winnowing.
In brick making, we use this rectangular wooden structure, dig in the soil and mix it with water.
This is now the traditional source of fire, where you have 3 stones.
The bricks are dry and ready to take them to the kiln. Bringing bricks to the kiln is to harden them, ready for construction.
We shall fetch water using animal-driven carts, bicycles, donkeys. I'm using it for watering plants like pawpaw, which we have planted in our homestead.
After 2 hours, the githeri is ready for serving. Cooking, bring out hostels, and cleaning the compound are carried out by girls and children.
Fetching water is done by both men and women.
One when comes is trained to give a hand, gives a hand in return.
Last but not least, let us enjoy the East African National Anthem by Josephine and Jacqueline. Welcome.
Mungu taomba uilinde Jumuiya ya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuwajibike, tuimarike, umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Uzalendo pia mshikamano viwe msingi wa umoja wetu, na tulinde uhuru na amani, mila zetu na desturi zetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuwajibike, tuimarike, umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Viwandani na hata mashambani, tufanye kazi sote kwa makini, tujitoe kwa hali na mali, tuijenge jumuiya bora. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuwajibike, tuimarike, umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
Thank you very much. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I want to make an introduction to the people featured in this video, and I will start off with myself. I'm James Musyoka, the Executive Director for Kenya Connect. The next person who was on the video is Monica. Can you say hi, Monica?
Hi, my name is Monica Chalo from Kenya Connect.
And we also had Cyrus.
Hello, I'm Cyrus Wambua from Kenya Connect, the coordinator cross-cultural programs. Thank you.
And then we had Peter.
Hi, my name is Peter Mutua from Kenya Connect.
And then Piera.
My name is Kiara Moteo Ndamboki. I'm from Kenya Connect.
And then finally we had Mwende.
Hi, I'm Wanda Peter from Kenya Connect.
Great. So we now move on to the next session. I know you have many questions regarding the video you have just watched. So I welcome any questions and we'll be happy to answer them.
All right. I have a question. So you guys in the video talked about how the education aspect changed during COVID, but how did your daily lives change?
Well, do any of our students want to respond to that?
So in the video, you guys talked about how your education changed during COVID, but how did your daily life change? How was it affected?
Our life changed when COVID-19 started. The schools were closed, then the schools were opened again, but not all of us were going to school. Only class 4 in standard 8 and form 4.
Very good, Piera. Yes, just to expand on that, schools closed in March and all the students went home, so there was no learning. And especially for most of the students in rural Kenya where we don't have internet, there was no learning happening. So that is a great one way in which COVID has affected our lives. Any other student wants to add another thing?
How did your life change when COVID-19 started?
So the main thing is probably with school, because it was the first time that I ever did school online, which was very difficult because, you know, maybe it's harder to focus when you're online and, you know, you don't know how the system really works. So that was the toughest thing. And then, you know, just being scared of like losing family members because, you know, you really, it's just, it was a really hard time. And, you know, especially during March when everything started, I was really afraid for me and my family and the people I loved and everyone in general because I saw so many people being sick. So that really affected me and it made me realize how important it is to appreciate others and the people you love.
Great. Can we take another question?
How does it make you feel to help others?
Okay. I will ask Mwende, because she has been participating in the library program, to come and share what it feels to help.
Hi. To me, I feel very good and excited when helping other people. Like, for example, I give out books, I check out books to parents and children. It is very exciting and fun.
Oh.
Good. Perhaps we can also have Peter, because he has also been participating in the book checkout. Peter.
Hi, my name is Peter Mutoa. I feel excited when working and helping the other people, like giving out masks and teaching them on how to wear face masks and how to wash hands. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
what about you?
Yeah, it makes me feel good to help other people because it's like the perspective from you, for if you help someone and then someone helps you, it's a pretty nice feeling.
Thank you.
I think I can also add something that, especially during this type of COVID, we are all faced by the same enemy. And so it feels good when you support somebody because we are all facing the same enemy, but we have different powers. Like some people are better and taught to deal with the effects of COVID than others. So when you help, it feels good that we are working together to defeat the common enemy.
Yeah.
So I welcome another question from the participants.
So my question is, what have you done in your sorry, what have you done in your free time since, you know, COVID has started?
Yes, COVID has changed the way people do their things, including their leisure. So I want the students to share with us how they have been spending their free time. Pierre.
I spent my time reading, doing the assignment I'm given at Kenya Connect, and I also sometimes come to the library to come and get some books and check. What about you?
So since COVID hit, I kind of was doing schoolwork for a really long time until June. So that's how I spent majority of my free time. And then once July and August hit, I kind of just spent time, you know, talking to friends through like online since I couldn't see them in person. And I'd also take pictures a lot, go out and take pictures. So.
Thank you.
Great. Does any of our students want to share how they are spending their leisure time during this type of COVID?
So since I'm a senior, I kind of been I went on virtual tours for like colleges. So that's what I did for a lot of summer. And I only saw like one friend that I'm really close with because I didn't want to hang out with too many people at once. But I didn't do that much aside from school and just spending time with my family because that was the safest way for me to, stay away from the virus.
Also, over in our family, me and Jack, we both took walks a lot in our free time because we didn't just really want to sit at home all day. So we got outdoors and just were active, tried to be active.
Great. So, Monday, can you share what you have been doing also during this free time, your free time?
Hi, I have planted kitchen gardening, which includes onion and kale, and I've also been coming to Kenya Connect Library to do search on the internet. Thank you.
Great. Great. So those are some of the ways our students have been involved in their leisure. We can take another question.
I was wondering, since in the video you were reading a book, what other books do you like to read?
Okay. In the book we were reading, Emmanuel's Dream. We've been reading many other books, but I will let the students share what books they've been reading during this time when they have been at home. So perhaps, Peter, you can share some of the books you've been reading.
Hi, my name is Peter Mutua. I've been reading books. I've been reading storybooks always since when the schools were closed. Some of the topics of the books are like the Frido, Janga the Town Monkey, the Siege of Fort Jesus, the Return of Janga, and lastly, the Secret Pot. Thank you.
Great, great. Those are quite many books. Monday, can you share some of the books, titles you've been reading?
I've been reading many books, including storybooks and like the girl who couldn't share a secret. And I've also been reading easy readers like Mama Miti and many others.
Yeah, Monday, I know you participated in our radio Read Aloud. Can you tell us the book that you read and how it felt when you read that book?
Okay, I read Mama Miti, and this was a true story about Wangari Maathai, who founded the Green Belt movement. The book was very exciting to read, and it encouraged us to plant more trees.
Very good. How about Pierre? Can you tell us some of the books you've been reading during this vacation?
During this season, I've read a book entitled Emmanuel's Dream, The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind, Baby Goes to Market, and Sulu.
Great.
Thank you.
Perhaps you may ask them what books they are reading also.
What about you? Which books do you read?
I've mostly been reading books on astronomy and space and also math, mostly nonfiction. So books about the planets and the stars, and then also about physics and how they move and why they do.
Great. So maybe we can take another question.
What's the weather in your country?
Okay. This question from Piera, she's asking about the weather in your country. How is the weather in your country?
Well, right now it's fall, so on some days it's pretty chilly out where we have to like wear a jacket. But like when the sun comes out, it feels like really nice and warm. But so there are 4 different seasons. So there's winter, which is like cold, and then there's like snow. And then there's fall, which is like where the leaves fall off of the trees, and it's pretty cold too. And then there's spring, which is like more warm weather where like the flowers come out and the weather's warm, so like you don't have to wear any long sleeves. And then there's the summer, which is the hottest time of the year. And then this is typically when like we'll go swimming or when we can go outside in like shorts and a tank top, so like we don't have to wear that much clothes in hot weather.
Thank you.
Thank you. So can we have another question? So William asks, how many languages do you speak? How do you learn to speak English so well? So Monica, sorry. Can you respond to that?
Yeah, thank you very much. I can speak 3 languages and the rest of the crew here. I learned English from primary school. I think until now, I'm still learning English. I'm not perfect. So we are taught English in school from kindergarten to high school, and most of the subjects are taught in English. So that makes it more easier for us to adapt. It's only Kiswahili, which is taught in Kiswahili language. Thank you.
Great, Monica. Sophia asks, what are you most proud of in your culture? What are you most proud of in your culture?
In my culture, I'm proud of the dance which is done by the Kamba women.
Can you talk more about the dance?
A dance like Kilume dance, which.
And when do we perform that Kilume dance? Can you talk more about?
Okay, we perform this dance during ceremonies, when visitors are visiting our schools, our country.
Great, Mandy.
Thank you.
Cyrus, can you share what you're proud of from our culture?
Thank you, James. Personally, besides the aspect that Wendy has shared about the dances and the like, I also like the kinds of food that we have around. Some are very easy to make and they are delicious. So about my culture, I appreciate about my culture, I appreciate very much the foods, the tastes, the dances, and everything, including the social life, how we live together as our community in helping one another.
Yes, thank you, Cyrus. Our community, our culture is so interwoven. We live in a community. So like even when you have like a ceremony like marriage or maybe a burial, you don't need to invite people. People just show up. Unlike maybe in America where you have to invite somebody to come to your wedding or a ceremony. In our community, people just come. They don't need to be invited and they are appreciated when they come. So that is one great thing also I appreciate about our culture. So can you tell us some of your, perhaps what you love about your culture?
I celebrate two different cultures. So I'm also Brazilian as well as American. So I celebrate more like Brazilian traditions than I do American. So like I'm very proud of like, we also have our own dances. Like every year we have this thing called Festa de Junina. And so it's also like kind of like a dance celebration. So we do that. We couldn't do it this year because of COVID, but I'm proud of that.
Great. So we are going to move to another question from Mason, who has.
James?
Yes.
Maybe I had something on that. I don't know if this happens from their hand, but on our hand here, one of I can say the community here is very much welcoming, warm welcoming. I attest to this. If you come here, you can never leave any homestead without taking a cup of tea. So guys, I invite you to come here and maybe you attest that we are welcome because you'll be served with around 40 cups of tea by the end of the day if you visit those homesteads. Thank you.
And another thing about our culture is you'll also get a new name that honors you to be part of our society. So whenever you make a visit to our community, be sure you get a company name. So let's move to another question from Mason. Do boys do any cooking in your culture? What is your favorite meal? So
can I give it to our boy?
Students to share whether the boys. Peter, can you share whether you?
Yeah, I'm Peter. I can say I cook at home, and my favorite dish is githeri. If they don't know what is githeri, I can explain to them.
Yes, please do. Explain how you make githeri.
Githeri, you take maize and peas and you mix. After mixing, you put in a pot and boil. It takes 1 hour, 1.5 hours to be ready. And it's easy to make. That's make it to be my best dish. Thank you.
And Peter, can I ask you another question? Do all the boys, your friends, cook, or do they see it as a girl duty?
All boys does not cook. They say it is girls' duty. It is girl duty. I am cooker because I used to test the food while it is. I used to test the food while it's not ready, and I end up being full.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
So thank you, Peter. So we go to another question from Mia. Mia asks, what is your favorite sport? What is your favorite sport, Pierre? What is your favorite sport?
My favorite pot.
Yes.
Pot.
Yeah, maybe many. There could be many. If you have many sports, share.
I like playing football with my cousin.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Pierre loves playing football. How about Monday?
I guess the football she's talking about is soccer.
Oh, yes. So she's talking about soccer.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pierre. How about Monday?
I like playing handball at school.
Can you explain what is handball?
Handball is a game which consists of players and two goalkeepers. They are. What's your favorite sport?
My favorite sport is basketball, and I also love swimming.
Okay. Can you explain what basketball is?
So you I don't really know the rules, but I know that there's a hoop and you have to make you have to get like there's like this orange ball and you have to get the ball into the hoop, so you play like a team against a team, obviously. And yeah. And you play with your hands.
Okay, thank you.
My favorite sport is track, and track is it contains many different like sub sports like running, jumping, which is high jump, and you can also do many other kind of like sub sports into track. And what I do in track is the 100-meter. And 100 meters, 100 yards in America. And yeah, that's what I do. It's running. You run 100 meters and you.
Okay, we can take one more question, and that is from Joel. What problems do you have in your community? What problems do you have in your community? I can say in our community we have one of the biggest challenges we have is lack of water. The area where we live is called Wamonyo. The village is called Wamonyo, and the name Wamonyo is derived from, it's a Kamba word that means saline. So the water around here is very salty, and so people have to walk long distances to get water. And because the water most of the underground water is salty. So that is one of the big problems that we face in our community. And I can welcome either Monica or Cyrus to share more problems that we have in our community or the students.
Yeah, thank you. I think another problem which we experience in our community is lack of source of light. We still have electricity, but not every homestead which has got a chance to have electricity. Electricity is mainly found in urban areas. So like for instance, we had online classes going on and some of the students were not able to learn from the TV because they don't have electricity. So I think that is a challenge which is common in our community. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Monica, for sharing more. Yes, we'd be glad to hear what the American students face, the problems, the challenges you face.
One problem we face is that a lot of hurricanes come in through the East Coast, and it comes up usually from the south, and it first hits Florida. So in Connecticut, the state, we get a lot of tropical storms like we did yesterday. It was the last part of the actual hurricane that came. It hit up like Florida, and probably because a lot of the hurricanes hit from the south. And yeah, and it's probably gonna escalate because it's from climate change, and that's getting a lot bigger lately.
We also have pollution, which is mainly caused by people throwing trash in the ocean and people using fossil fuels instead of safe carbon neutral materials. And so that's put a lot of smoke into the atmosphere, which is causing, as David said, climate change. And so, yeah, it's been killing a lot of the sea life and damaging crops.
Okay, our students, can we teach them how to say goodbye in Swahili?
Kwaheri.
The word for goodbye in Swahili is kwaheri. Clearer.
Kwaheri.
Can we all say kwaheri?
Kwaheri.
Again?
Kwaheri.
1, 2, 3, kwaheri.
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 Okay.
Okay, so if people in the United States want to help Kenya Connect, how can we do that?
Thank you. To support Kenya Connect, you go to our website www.kenyaconnect.org and then contact us. And once you contact us telling us that you are maybe a group of students, there's a way you can support by in getting involved in a PenPal program and then supporting a school. Or there are so many other ways you can support Kenya Connect. Just go to contact us in our website and we will get to advise you on how the projects that you can support us in. Thank you.